Oh my god. Hey, how's it going everyone? This is SHF and today we are going to take a look into this, the Marvel Legends Daredevil Born Again, the Daredevil and Punisher. Okay, I believe most of you guys who actually wanted this Daredevil will goes together with the Punisher or the other way around. So yeah, eventually I got them both together, so I decided to do a review together and they looks just beautiful, guys. Just take a look at this. And I must say that I have the shock of my life because I thought there was a defect on this Punisher. As you can see, the eye seems to be missing some white paints there. But yeah, eventually I found out that it is meant to be this way. So let's check out the box for the Daredevil first. Very simple box with just the Daredevil Born Again. Just always love the white window whereby we can see what we are buying. And then there is a warning message here, not for children under 3 years old. Pretty much the same for the Punisher as well. So you can see him looking pretty sad. That's the comments that most of you guys have when you got him on hand. At the side of the box, we can see these two very cool pictures indeed. And the other side of the box actually show the bigger picture, which makes the box even more nicer. Wow, just take a look at these guys. And the same pictures again for the back of the box. There are some story there. You might want to pause your screen to take a read. And of course, there are some other languages as well. So, let's get these two gentlemen out of the box. Before I show you the figure itself, I'd like to show you the backdrop being used for both of the character. And this is the backdrop being used for Daredevil. It's very matching because most of what he can see is based on the images that is created by Soundwave. So this one just looks like it. And this is the backdrop being used for the Punisher. It's all in red because of all the bloods that he spilled. Yeah, so it's very creative for these two backdrops. Okay, so here are the figures right out of the box. Oh my goodness, they are just beautiful. So let's take a look at Punisher first. I just love the details on his suit now, except that I really hope that they actually painted it to look more like a skull. But I think this is movie accurate if I'm not wrong, and this looks beautiful. By the way, this is my very first Punisher in terms of the MCU character. Same goes for the Daredevil. I don't have these two characters in my collection yet, so they are the first. Of course, I can't wait for Mafex to announce their version of it. I will buy them for sure. And this one does, oh, by the way, this guy does have some weight. Okay, is it the same as him? Oh, no, Daredevil is lighter. Punisher is a bit heavier. Wow, which is nice. And you can see all the details on his suit and just like the belt. There's a lot of cartridges for holding on to the bullets. I just kind of slipped my mind what's his called again. Yeah, maybe you can let me know down in the comment section. All these are very, very nice. Wow, and then they just have a gun holster as well for his handgun. Yep, very, very nice. Wow, these two just looks like a place where he can put his gun as well, but I don't think so. And yeah, we do have a very tiny skulls, looks like a Punisher symbols here, looks very detailed and nice. Yep, wow, but this side doesn't seem to have it. Is this American flag? No, I think not. Okay, so looks very cool. Lots of creases on the pants, which actually makes it looks like a real pants. Yeah, these are really nice. The boots as well. Hope they will make one that is like a better damage. You know, lots of bruises and bloods and cuts and bullet wounds and something like that. That would be cool. And let's just take a look at his sad face. Okay, my buddy who is a big fan of the Punisher say that he doesn't look sad to him. This is his usual expressions in the movie. I kind of agree to that. Yeah, he just looks like this all the time in the TV series. Yeah, he doesn't smile or laugh or, you know, jolly happy all the time because he is the Punisher. So I think it does make sense for Hasbro to actually make him look like this. Yeah, but in some way, at some angle, he just looks sad, you know. But I think it's okay. He's a man, you know, who lost his family, things like that. So I think still okay for him to look like this. I mean, this is his look after all. And for Daredevil himself, Mr. Matt Murdock, yep. First thing first, I don't really like it that he's full of beard, but this is something that kind of grew on me as I watched the series. Yeah, he just looks like that. So yeah, I think I can accept it. Somehow now when I look at the clean shaven one, it just looks like a weird, you know, cosplayer kind of Daredevil. This one does make it look more real now. Yeah, and the two devil's horn is pretty sharp. Yeah, I just love the red on his eyes. Okay, looking pretty good. And the suit again is not smooth. There are lots of details on it. If you zoom in, you can see that. Wow, this is just nice. And this is for his walking stick weapons. Wow, this is just awesome. Even though it's just red and black, but there's lots of details there. Nice, nice, nice. I just love it. Really can't wait to see how Mafex gonna surprise us with this Daredevil. Yeah. Accessory. And right up next for the articulation, I'll start with Mr. Red. Let's start with the head. His head can turn to the right, turns to the left, no issue. Looking up, not too bad, not too bad. Looking down is better. He does have a separate necks altogether. You can see that. Actually moves pretty well. Okay, for his hand can go 360, no problem. Going up sideways, wow, this is a lot more than 90 degrees. Are there any butterfly joint? Yes, there are, but the range is not as wide as I hoped for. So there is a cut on the bicep, which is very well hidden. So it can actually shivers on his bicep. And there's a double joint elbow. Yep, let's try to bend it. Okay, pretty good. And for his hand, you can actually turn around, going up and down. And for his torso, there is 2 points of articulations. Very rigid. For this portion here, I think just have to loosen things up. And for his waist, you can turn it around. Is there a belt? No, the belt is I think it's a single piece. It's a separate piece, but somehow it's tightly together with the upper body, so you can actually just turn it. And let's see how well this guy can do a bend forward. Unfortunately, maybe it just might, yeah, you can turn it like this, the max. Okay, and turn it backwards is also just very slightly. And for his leg, there's no pull-down mechanism. Yep, but there's a cuts on the tight. Once again, it's very well hidden. Yeah, you can actually turn it sideways. And there's a double joint knee, okay, which actually bend pretty well. Wow, okay. And I just think I've seen there's one joint here, if I'm not wrong. Not sure if it's a joint or it's just the design, but mine doesn't really move. Okay, let's try this one. Yep, doesn't really move. Maybe it's just part of the design for the boots. Okay, and you can actually do an ankle rocker going up and down. There are no toe hinges. And let's see how well you can kick forward first. About 90 degrees. Yes, slightly less. And kicking backwards is about this way. Okay, and going to a split is pretty good. Okay, not a perfect split, but it's still pretty good. And let's move on to Mr. Punisher. Can turn to the right, turn to the left, looking up. Yeah, just slightly like Mr. Daredevil. Looking down is okay. Yeah, and he does have a separate neck, as you can see. So for his hand, can go 360, going up sideways. Yeah, about 90 degrees, but his hand does go down after a while. And there is a butterfly joint which actually moves slightly more than Daredevil. Yeah, you can see that. You can go all the way outside. You can't touch the arm. Okay, and going all the way backwards, yeah, you can touch it as well, but it's just a slightly more range than Daredevil. Okay, there's a bicep shivers, which is like a very well hidden thing, once again, like Mr. Daredevil as well. And let's see, he does have a double joint elbow. Wow, very tight for mine. Let's try to move it. Yeah, okay, so it's pretty good one, you can see. Wow, okay, all the way there. And his hand can move, not this portion, but only on his hand, and going up and down. Is there up and down? Let's see. Yes, there are. Okay, like this. Yeah, very minimal movement. And for his torso, same like Daredevil. There are one that, oh, this one actually moves more smoother than Daredevil. His waist, you can actually turn it. Yeah, this one is also very rigid. Let's see how well it can bend forward. Oh, okay. Not that much, just like Daredevil. I think even lesser than Daredevil. Bending backwards is slightly more than Daredevil. Okay, and yeah, once again, very tight. No pull down mechanism for the legs. There is cuts on the tights. So there's a tight shivers, very well hidden, and a double joint knee. Okay, pretty good. Is there any movement on the boots? Nope. But there's an ankle rocker going up and down sideways, and there are no toe hinges. Let's see how well he can do a kick. Oh, it's being blocked by all the things on his belt. Yeah, so it's less than 90 degrees there. How about the left leg? Yeah, slightly more because there are no hindering or whatsoever. Yeah, but still less than 90 degrees. Okay, kicking backwards is also very slightly. How about a split? Once again, it's being hindered by all these things on his belts. Yeah, it's slightly less than Daredevil. Yeah, not a perfect split yet. So yeah, I think the articulations are pretty decent for Marvel Legends. Yep, I believe. Yeah, so let's hope Mafex can make a much better articulations for Daredevil at least. Yeah, this guy is quite good in terms of his dynamic movement. And next we'll move on to the accessory. This time around we'll start with Punisher. So he does comes with a right gun trigger hand as well as a left, something like a choking hand, but I believe it's for holding on to an axe. And he does comes with a left gun trigger hands as well as a right closed fist hands. And he does comes with this very tiny handgun, these knives which is very flimsy, this axe which is also very flimsy, so it's safe for children to play with. As for Daredevil, he just comes with a pair of hands for holding on to his weapons, and also a left open hands and a right closed fist hands. He just comes with his walking stick weapons, as well as this string which is not a bandy wire, so the shape is pretty much fixed. You can't really bend it to do the shapes that you want, unfortunately. So here are all the accessories that these two comes with. And next we'll try out the accessories for Punisher first. Okay, for this hand, like I mentioned, it looks like a choking hand, but I believe it's for holding on to his axe, which I'm pretty much wrong. Okay, he's too big for the axe. So let's change it to the holding hands. Yeah, this is what I call the holding hands. Or is it? Yeah, this is a gun trigger hands. Okay, so you can actually use it to hold to the guns like this. Okay, yep, which can hold on pretty well. And this one is the same. You can use it as a gun trigger hands, or you can even use it to hold on to his knife. Okay, yes. And what about the axe? So this is a multi usage hand. You can use to hold the hands or the axe, both of the hands. Yeah, pretty good. As well as I believe you can put the handguns in the gun holster as well, so you can have all his weapon on his hands, so you don't need to keep any accessory except for the interchangeable hands. Yep, that's pretty good. As for the Daredevil, yep, I believe these two are the holding hands as well, so you just pretty much slip it through. Yep, just like what I did for Punisher. And yep, so you can actually use it like a weapon like this, like a stick, or you can also slip this on. Just put it on very easily. Okay, and yeah, just slip it to this other side. There's a hole there. Okay, so you can have it at some very cool angle, like he's, you know, throwing his walking stick weapons here. Okay, pretty much there. Okay, so yep, I almost forgot that you can also put these two weapons onto here, which is very neat. Wow. Sorry, I just noticed that you can actually put the knife at his back as well. Wow. So basically you can keep everything with him except for the axe. Now do click on the likes button if you enjoyed the review. Now for the size comparisons, I'll compare him with some Marvel Legends first. I do have this Hugh Jackman Wolverine, as well as this Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Okay, I think they scale pretty well together. And next from Mafex, I'd like to compare with this Daredevil as well, which is the comic versions. This is the only Daredevil I have in my collections now, as well as this Winter Soldier, which is also from the Mafex. And next we'll have some SH figures. I have the Captain America right over here, as well as the Thor from the Avengers. And finally, let's compare with this Mass Toy Symbiote Spider-Man, which is slightly taller than them, and also this Chaos Superman, wow, which is also much bigger than them. Okay, so for my final verdict, in terms of the overall look, I do think that it looks great. The articulation is decent. As for the accessory, it's kinda limited. I just hate it when they don't give a complete hands. And as for the scale, I do think that they scale pretty well with the other character as well. As for price, as you might have guessed it, they are still affordable in terms of the Marvel Legends. So yes, I do recommend these two to be added into your collections, especially if you love the Daredevil series. And as you can see, they're definitely worth a place to be in your collections. So once again, I do hope that you enjoyed my review, and I'll catch you guys again in my next video. I hope you'll watch this video right over here.